friends, welcome to my home studio. My name is Kelly. Thank you for showing up. Today we're going to do some foam rolling. I thought I'd create a video specifically for this for myofascial release, and then also creating more blood flow circulation in areas of the body. So let's begin by placing the roller, whether you have a long roller or a shorter roller, place it on your mat right here. So this is my shorter one. I'm gonna grab my longer roller. I'll show you that you can use one like this as well. You just have to move it over, right? So bring your legs on one side. So bring your glutes up on the roller and bring your hands behind you, fingertips pointing away, and then place your right ankle on your left knee right there, and then lean your weight over into that side over there, that right side, and you're just going to roll out the pocket. So right there, rolling over that area. Let's see where our time is. Yep. So about 30 seconds, or you don't have to time it. If you're doing this on your own, it's about 8 to 12, movements forward and back. And you can kind of go into the lateral side, or more on the top of the glute right there, and go at a smooth, slow motion, and also contract your abs the entire time. Press your fingers down into the floor behind you to protect the wrists. All right, so now let's change sides. So scoot over, other side. And I'm grounding with the heel of my foot. So I'm rocking forward and back like that. So notice the heel on the other foot and coming up and pressing. That's just how you're grounding the movement and rolling over, right over the pocket. There you go. Forward and then back. Forward and back. So about that amount of time. Okay, so let's go over to the right side again. So you can scoot off of the roller. And then scoot this over. My foot's over on this side. And I'm going to roll the upper part of the hamstring. So my hands are flat behind me. And I'm just rolling from the glute to the middle of the hamstring right there. And you can kind of take some weight off of that foot that's on the floor that's grounding you and get a little more into the leg. And turn your toes in, and then turn your toes out. Right there. So we'll stay here so we can go further down. So from the knee, underneath the knee to the middle of the hamstring. Make sure the space that you're rolling isn't too long so that you can really get into that area, that specific area. So from the behind the knee to the middle of the thigh, then turn the leg out and just roll slightly along that IT band right there. And then on the inside, excellent. And then bring it down to the calf. So the calf right here, you're just gonna roll side to side like that, right? So you can let your foot go and just kind of have a floppy foot and just roll the calf side to side. You can move it down further, side to side. So going in a little bit different direction for the calf muscle, like that. And then move it back up again. All right, so now let's go to the other side. So I'll move the roller over, bring it up to my glute. So rolling at the top of the glute, or the glute to the middle of the hamstring. So right there to the middle of the hamstring. Just like that. And I'm flexing my foot. You don't have to do that. But if you flex your foot and then you turn your foot out, then you'll feel the transition to more of the outer part of the hamstring up to the IT band, and then inner thigh right there. Do that a few times. All right. And then transition, move it down to behind the knee and move to the middle of the knee. From the knee to the middle of the hamstring right there. So get your hands placed correctly so you can move efficiently. And again, I'm using my heel on the other foot as the anchor. So rocking forward and back like that. Yeah, so center and then back, just like that. Excellent. And then move it down to the calf. So the calf muscle, a little bit differently, you're gonna just go side to side and just have your foot, don't flex, just have your foot floppy and side to side. And then you'll move it down further, engaging by just contracting your abs, right? And press into your fingers right there. And keep rolling, so side to side, controlled, side to side like that. Excellent. All right, so now let's go over to rolling your quadriceps. So doesn't matter which side you start with, you'll place a quad right there, come onto your forearms, and my opposite knee is on the mat, and I'm just rolling from my knee to the middle of the quad. Right there, so my leg on the other side is, my toes are tucked under, and I'm just rolling the quad right there. So not up to the flexors, no, but just right there in the middle of the quad. Excellent. So then come forward or move the roller back. So it's right at the top of the kneecap, and then bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Abs contracted, I'm on my forearms. Touch down, bend and straighten. And if not necessarily feeling it, move it down further. So just flexing and extending the leg is where the work happens, right there. Do one more. All right, so now move to the upper part of the, like go to the hip. Again, my leg on the other side is straight, my toes are tucked under, and I'm rolling from the flexor to the top of the quad. Flexor, quad. My toes tucked under, that's my anchor. Excellent. All right, so let's go to the other side. So scoot this over and bring the forearms down and start with the middle of the quad right there. So rocking forward and back on the ball of the foot, or the leg that's straight. So forward and back. Feel the quad. Excellent. And so then come up, move down to right above the knee. You may have to use your other hand. Place it there, forearms down. And here you're gonna hold static. And you're gonna lift that leg or set your knee down and just bend and straighten. And it might not be in the right place, so make sure it's right above the kneecap. So right there, so massaging the end of the quadricep, which attaches to the kneecap. Do it 2 more times. 1 more time. Good. Now let's bring it to the top of right at the hip flexors, right there. And roll the flexor to the middle of the thigh. On that one side, right? So flexors to the quad. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to transition to rolling the back and the lat and the back of the shoulder and the pectoral muscle. So place your roller behind you and scoot so you can place your upper, it's kind of awkward, upper back. So your arms are on the other side of the roll, right? So it's kind of like right at the bottom of the blades. And you're just going to lift up your hips like that, and then roll your feet out. Roll. You can roll up onto the heels, roll your feet down flat. Heels, feet down flat. You can put your hands behind your head right here, like that, to support your head. So roll to the middle, or not to the middle, but to like just below the shoulder blades, to the top of the shoulders, right there, to the shoulder blades. If you've got your hair loose, make sure you pull that up so your hair doesn't get pulled. Roll onto the heels, and then the feet flat. And if the roll, it'll start getting a little away from you, so you gotta reset. Roll back and roll forward, roll back and forward. Do it again. So about 8 to 10 times right there. You don't want to do it too much. Don't want to over press or roll. So about right there. All right. So then now we're going to tilt our body over to the side. So this for me is going to be my left side, and we're going to just hang out for a moment, right? No, seriously. We're going to roll the back of the shoulder. So right here to the lat. So starting about right here. So the roll is right underneath my arm. It's like right at my armpit, basically. And I'm going to put my hands behind my head and my knees bent like this. I'm just going to roll the back of my shoulder right there. So you'll have to find how that works best for you. You can keep your knees like that bent. I'm just rolling, moving my hips. So I'm slightly lifting my hips up off the floor, right? So you have to figure out what works for you. And then go up towards the lat right there. And I find it works better to put my foot down so I can lift my hips and roll up my lat. Right there. Hands behind the head. Do it 4 more times. 3, 2, and then 1 more. Lat. Nicely done. All right. So then stay on the same side. Move the roller over so that you can put your forearm on the floor right here. And you're going to bring your chest. So move it down just a little bit so that it's right over the pec. And you're going to put the forehead down on your forearm. So it's kind of a pressure, feeling the weight of the body and the pectoral muscle, and just kind of move just a little bit. Just a little pulsing right there. And you can have your palm flat. Now the other thing you can do is hold and just reach the arm over your head and then reach out over the head. Maneuver the body. Notice what you're feeling right there. Feeling the pectoral muscle right there. Engagement. So moving the arm just slightly right overhead. And then set it down. All right, so let's change sides. So I'm going to lift up and move the roller over. And lat. So latissimus dorsi, large muscle in the back. So scoot that over. Come to your armpit right there. Hands behind the head. My knees are bent like this. And I gotta find where it's comfortable. It will become uncomfortable, but pick your elbow up. And then you're rolling the back of the shoulder right there. So do it 4 more times. 3, 2, and then 1, and hold. Now, knee pointing up, or at least I find that that's easier. Now we're going to go to the lat, so we're going to roll a little bit further from here down below the breast. Okay, so lift up, rolling out the lat. Hands behind the head. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Excellent. All right. So now move that over, put your forehead down on your forearm. And so when you put the forehead down on the arm, your pec right there, right at the top of the chest and the underarm is right there on the roller. And maybe just stay here so that pressure is enough to create a little bit of a massage effect or increasing circulation by pushing into the tissue. Then you can kind of move a little bit. And then the side, the arm where the shoulder is over the roller, you're going to reach the arm over the head and then pull the elbow down. Arm over the head, pull the elbow down. Arm over the head, and then pull it down. Do it again. And then set it down. And then roll up. All right, so now let's move the roller out of the way. And just gonna, for a moment, just do a little bit of stretching without the roller. So come onto your hands and your knees in cat-cow position like this, right? Now lift up your hips into downward facing dog. And pedal your heels right and then left. Push the floor away. Separate your feet about hip width. Lift up your right leg, stretch it out away from you. Look at your thumbs, bring your right knee behind your right wrist, and then bring your left foot towards the left wrist and inch the left leg back. Put the top of the foot down. Notice that, don't let your foot sickle. So press the toes down. Look forward first, right there, and then come down to your forearms. Right there, and breathe. So you'll lower your chest down in front of that forward leg and maybe put your forehead down. You can also stack your fists, of course, and have a little more height. Otherwise, reach the arms forward and relax and breathe. Keep pressing the toes into the floor. Like that. So I'm really pulling my right toes into the floor. My left foot is pressing down, relaxing the shoulders and breathing in and out, calming the mind and the body, inhaling and exhaling. Another deep breath in. And now lift up your head. Walk your hands in right there. And we're just going to swing that left leg in. All right, so try this with me. Cross your arms in front of your heart. Reach that leg forward and put your right foot on the inner thigh of the left leg. Okay? Then reach up, stretch overhead. And then exhale, reach your hands towards your foot. And place your hands down, breathe in, and breathe out. Lower your heart towards your knee or your thigh and your nose towards your knee. Breathe in, lift up just slightly, then exhale and lower more. Breathe in and breathe out. And hold for 3, 2, and then 1. And lift up all the way. We're going to cross the heart. Again, reach that leg back behind you, like that as far as you can, and then face the mat, hands on the mat, turn downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, bring your left knee behind the left wrist, and inch the leg back. Put the top of the foot down, look forward, breathe in, and breathe out. So my foot is on the floor back there with the toes pressing down. This foot, I'm really pulling the toes into the mat. Come down to your forearms, and if that's okay, if you're feeling good, Stack your fists, put your forehead down, or head all the way down on the mat. And breathe. Keep breathing. Press your feet into the floor. And breathe out. Inhaling. Exhaling. Breathe in. And breathe out. Just a little bit of weight on the forehead. Don't let all the weight just collapse into the head, and support the neck and the shoulders relaxed. Go ahead and slide your hands in and lift up. Now cross your arms in front of your chest, sweep that leg in. Put your foot at the inner thigh and sit up tall first. Reach up, inhale, flex your foot, reach forward, hands to the mat. Reach as far as you can, set your fingers down, all 10. You've got both hands, 10 fingers. And lower your head towards the leg, nose towards the knee. This leg is as straight as possible. If you need to reposition your foot because of this knee, do that. Otherwise, really reach. Take a deep breath in and lift up just slightly. And then as you exhale, lower more. Maybe your nose can come to your knee. 3, 2, and 1. And then inhale, lift up all the way. Coming back to downward dog. Cross your heart. Right, reach back as far as you can. Onto your hands, lift up your leg, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels right and then left, right and then left. And then knees to the mat and sit down and cross your legs. And you've completed foam rolling 101. More to come about this later, but thanks for showing up. Thanks for doing the video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.